Hello students, welcome to my class of English Advanced Writing Skills. Well, today I am here to give you lessons on the topic advertisements or advertisements, the way you want to pronounce it. Well, before delving deep into the topic, let us first know the definition of what exactly is an advertisement. This word is very common to all of us because we've been coming across this word from a very long time now, and this very word advertisement refers to the notices or the public announcements which we find it it's very common in televisions. We find it in a newspaper, or maybe we find it in the hoardings outside in our locality or in our city. It's very common. So basically the work of an advertisement is to focus on a point and to publicize it amongst the masses so that people come to know about one particular thing. Okay, it can be about a job vacancy, or sometimes it can be about the selling of a product or anything that it can talk about. And basically advertisements are divided into two. Okay, there are two types of advertisements that we know, and they are number one is classified advertisements. Classified advertisements are basically the ones that are found in a newspaper. In Assam, the most common newspapers are, the Telegraph, the Assam Tribune, the Sentinel. So there you'll find a lot of advertisements. You can open your newspapers, everyday newspapers, you'll find that there are some columns, one page, which is devoted to the classified advertisements. The second part which we are going to deal, the second type of advertisements refers to the commercial or the display advertisements. Commercial or the display advertisements. I think from the very word commercial, we come to know what exactly it will talk about. Basically about selling something, as I already told in the beginning of this video. There are some very important features which we need to know regarding classified advertisements. The very first point is that they are written in very short phrases and words. Actually, for writing classified advertisements in a newspaper, it needs to be, first of all, short. Short phrases and short words have to be used. Because we cannot, expect people will read all details there. So we need to be very specific about what we are going to talk about. Next point, it has to be simple, concise, and to the point. Okay, it needs to be simple, concise, and to the point. Talk about what you are focusing on. Then, it must include the important matter that you are talking about. Okay, the subject matter that you are going to talk about, it should cover that. Don't go beyond the point that you are not going to cover. Okay, you should first see clearly the topic. If, for example, you are going to sell something, then it may be for sale, or maybe you are going to advertise on a rented house to let. Okay, then it can be like travel and tours also. Then it can be lost and found, and then it can be matrimonial advertisements. Okay, so be specific. If you are going to write an advertisement for sale, suppose you have a product, okay, you want to sell it off, and then you are giving an advertisement in the paper, which in the classified column, then you'll write in the beginning for sale, and then the subject matter will come. To let, if you have a house which you want to provide it to somebody on rent. Travel and tours, of course, if you have an agency which you're providing travel and tours, tours to people who are interested to go. Then something that you have lost and found. Suppose you are walking from your home to the market and you found a purse lying on the road that had important documents, then you can definitely post it out, or you can write the description and upload it in the paper. Then matrimonial, this is very common, I think all of you know. Groom wanted, bride wanted. This is extremely common. It's very common among people, because there are a lot of, nowadays basically we find it in the newspapers. Okay. Now coming to the commercial or the display kind of advertisements. In the commercial advertisements, basically, also we can, deal with things that you want to sell, that you want to, advertise about. You have opened a new restaurant and you want to advertise it, okay? It can be not only a restaurant, it can be opening of an institute, etc., etc. And the same points that I had already spoken here will be accountable here also, because it needs to be, we need to use very specific points. It needs to be short and very precise and to the point. Be specific and to the point, and definitely you will score well in your exams. Well, suppose you need to given if a question arises that a receptionist is required at, say for example, at the office of the Dainik Janambhumi, for example, I'm saying, then what will you do? In the very beginning, how will we write it? The very first point that we have to write is the topic or the title. So you will write receptionist wanted. Here you can write then on the body of the advertisement, you can write that applications are invited from so and so to apply for the post of a receptionist in so and so office with required degrees, and then you need to be very short and precise. And then you can also mention about the salary, that salary is negotiable. For further details, contact, give your email ID or phone number, or whatever you think is your name, including your name, or whatever you think is feasible. So this is how you will continue the body of the advertisement, and at last you can, after the full stop here, you can write, for further information you may contact, give either your email ID or your phone number or your designation and the address that you can give. And at last, never forget this point, that you need to draw a box. Okay? After you complete writing the entire advertisement, make sure you draw the box, because as per CBSE, the box is very much needed. It carries half marks. And if you want to score well, practice these kinds of questions at home, and I'm sure you'll definitely do well. Well, this is all I have. I'm going to conclude today's lesson with this example, and I'm sure you'll go through many other questions from your guidebooks and previous year's questions, and you'll definitely do well. For further things, you can contact me. And yes, before I conclude, I just want to show you something. I have with me the classified advertisement from the Assam Tribune. That is, you can see that there are a variety of advertisements here. There are a variety of classified advertisements here, so you can find it online. Okay, students, before I wind off, I want to show you some examples of the classified advertisements from the online, the e-papers which are available online. So you can go through them in your, if you open the Google and search for the Assam Tribune or the Telegraph, you'll definitely find them. But today I have with me a screenshot of, the classified advertisements from the Assam Tribune, and as you can see here, this is the classified advertisement, and it carries a lot of advertisements here. You can read it, find it out by yourself. You can log on to the Assam Tribune e-paper or the Telegraph e-paper. Okay, so thank you so much, and I hope today's class has benefited you, and I'm sure all of you will learn this well, and you will definitely try to get the total marks, the marks allotted, that is in your boards exam. Thank you so much, and have a good day, and always keep in good health. Stay home and stay safe. Thank you.